Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Melanie Smith Stamps. I am Melanie, and this is a little follow-up video to Friday night's live Babes Night Out with LDRS Creative. They were our sponsor. If you didn't get a chance to watch the live with Justine and I, make sure you watch the replay. I will leave you a link down in the description below. So I did not get a chance to play with these backgrounds that I had previously made, so I promised you guys a video today showing you how I made these, and then we're going to use one of the new released wallflower press and foil plate, and we're going to press these and see what we get with this gorgeous, gorgeous plate. I cannot wait to see how this presses out, and we're going to do it together for the first time. So let me show you what we're going to do. I am in a tizzy right now to use up old product. I have so much stuff in my stash. Guys, please message me below, leave me a post or a comment below, and tell me if you have a lot of stuff in your stash that you just haven't touched in a really, really long time. Please tell me I'm not the only one, okay? Because I'm going to have my feelings hurt if nobody comments. I have so much stuff in my stash that I need to go through, and I need to either purge it or use it because the stuff is lonely, guys. So I am starting to go through it. It's going to take me years. But I have pulled out some sparkle pens that I had. They're glitter sparkle pens. I looked up online and there is only like one pack available even on the market anymore. I'm hoping that a lot of you have these in your stash and get them out and use them with me. If you do not have these Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, let me tell you what you can do. You can get these same types of results with any kind of watercolor medium, okay? We're just blending the colors together. Now, to get the iridescent look that we're going for here, you can use a INKY Stella. So when you're mixing the inks, go for your INKY Stella pens and go over the watercolor. And then go over it, and you're going to get the same sort of iridescent look. And these pens just have it built in. So you also can use a pearl powder or a shimmer pen, anything like that with a clear or colored shimmer in it is going to give you this type of effect. I just wanted to have a shiny background. This one is hard to see because of the dark up there. It is. So this one to me looks like it needs to be a night scene, but I just thought those colors were pretty. And this is a little more difficult to get this purple in here because I'm only using 2 markers. I'm blending to get this middle color. So this one's a little harder because you got to add some extra water in here to get these 2 darker colors to come together to give us this purplish color. But it worked. And we're going to do it together right now. So let's get started. Now, the glass mat is very, very handy in this situation. So we're going to pull out some watercolor paper. And yes, I love the LDRS watercolor paper. Now, if you were watching the live the other night, we got a little bit of an announcement that they're going to have the 8.5 by 11 watercolor paper coming out in August. We were very happy to hear about that because this paper is the bomb. I love it. It is very high quality watercolor paper. So I'm going to set our other backgrounds aside because I do not want to mess them up. Let's start with one at a time. There we go. And then let's do our easier one first. Easy is always good, right? So we'll start with the blue. Now I'm just going to get this started over here and just put a little bit on here and just get it going. And like I said, these have not been used in probably 5 years. They have had these forever. And I'm just, being real with you. I have so much stuff in my stash, and I know I'm not the only one. So I'm going to just get my paper wet with this ink, and hopefully there's enough in it. If not, we've used it up, and that is a good thing. There we go. Let's get some out there. Okay. So we're going to just douse this. And remember, this is watercolor paper. So we can get it wet and not worry about it. So we're going to come to about the middle, or almost the middle, and just let it get wet. It is okay to get nice and juicy. This paper can handle it. And this is such an easy technique. And just got to pick colors that like each other. Think back to your elementary years. What colors make new colors? You got your yellow and blue make green. Your red and blue make purple. And your yellow and red make orange. So let's get this one wet down here. Whoops, got some blue in there. It's a nice thing about having a large glass mat. And these LDRS mats are nice and large. Let's get some more pigment down here. It's okay to just go ahead and be generous, because we're going to go into the blue. And we want to be generous to get that to mix. So let's get some blue pigment here. Come on, blue. Be nice to us. Let's try to get one drop here. We can get one drop. Am I reaching my goal and finishing my marker? Come on, one more. There's more in there. It's just being stubborn. I can hear it moving around in there. There we go. Okay. There we go. So we want it some juicy. I could add water to it, but because these pins are lighter, I'm trying to do it without the water. Yeah, see? Trying to do it without the water. Now I want this a little more green down here, not blue. So I'm going to add some more of this yellow and see if we can turn that blue right there green. There we go. Let's get this out of that. Let me wash my surface here real quick so I don't cross-contaminate this. Okay. I'm going to just wipe the tip of my brush there. Look how pretty that's starting to become. See that? I know it doesn't look like much right now, but let's watch the magic happen. I'm going to take my heat tool on the lowest setting. Well, this one only has one setting because this is the Ranger heated craft tool, which is a little slower, but it's also more quiet. So I find it's nice to use. And I'm just going to go over this. And when you do this, all the sparkle comes out. Now I rushed this one a little bit for the video, but I'm just giving you the idea here. And I'm just going to dry this a little bit. And actually there's one area there that I'm not liking, so let me get my yellow marker. What did I do with my yellow marker? I got some green here on the tip of my yellow marker, so I'm gonna get it going again. Get that green out. Okay. I'm just gonna come down here and get this a little more vibrant down here. I just wasn't happy with that down here. And now some of this may or may not get cut off. In this case, I believe I've already cut this down to the right size, so I'm trying to get the edges nice. But I'm probably going to use my other one since I took more time with it. Yeah, I'm being picky, aren't I? Am I being picky? I'm being a little picky. Probably shouldn't have done it over the dry, but that's okay. I wasn't liking it. There we go. Okay, just getting it smooth out there a little bit. There we go. Okay, now let's try it. I like the edges around that yellow much better. I know I made the green a little bigger, but it'll be okay. See if you can see that shimmer starting to come. As you dry it, the shimmer appears. Okay, there we go. See that three colors? And that the border there looks better. Okay, so that's our first one. I'm going to spritz this just a little with my Mighty Mister to make sure this is all clean. Okay. And just so you know, you do get a little inky. So your fingers get a little bit inky with these techniques. So if that bothers you, do use some gloves. Because the first time I did this, I got really inky. And I think it's these two colors because they're darker. So, okay. Same thing. We're going to start the same exact way. And this one is already coming out. There we go. So I'll just start down here. And yeah, this one's got a lot of ink in it. It's like a velvet rose color, isn't it? It's really pretty. Okay. And then we'll use this one. And just in case you do have these markers in your stash, this one here is Teacup, this blue. And this pink is Peony, just so you know. And I'll get you those other colors here in a minute. Okay, get that going. You can also use a sticky mat. I did use a sticky mat the first time I did this. And it does stain your sticky mat though, just FYI. But of course, a well-used sticky mat is going to be stained with these inks. With any inks, especially pinks and blues, navies especially. Okay, so we're getting down to the middle here. And we're going to start cross-contaminating these here. And I've got a lot of ink on these today, which is wonderful. Yeah, I might not even need my water like I used before. I love the deep purple that comes. I kind of like that dark stripe there that's there too. So each time you do it, it comes a little bit different. Last time I sprayed water right in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and do that just so you can see what I did. You can spray water and then move it around even more fluid then. See that? If you want a more fluid blend, you can do that. A little bit more red. You can come in here and add a little bit more ink. And this has gotten pretty contaminated here. Let me squirt this out. This is our blue. There we go. So if you want to add some more blue up here, and go down and get a nice purple. This actually is turning out really good. Okay, now you got some seepage over here on your edge, so you can just kind of dab that if you don't want it. When you add the water, you do end up with a bigger mess. So you'll want to clean that. I'm just using a microfiber cloth to clean all this. And then we're going to dry this. And this one is looking gorgeous. It really is looking beautiful. That one spray really gave us a gorgeous look. I'm going to put the lids on these. And why that one is sitting there, because it's got some seepage there on the sides, which you may like, you may not. But those other two colors, just so I don't forget, were Moonlight and Moonstone. Okay. Now let's just dry this one. I should have soaked up that water probably with a paper towel, because by doing that blotting, it has given us an outline there where those ink splotches were. Let me show you what I mean by that. You see where that line was? So that was a good experiment there, where I used my rag to get that there. So I will probably, on this one, cut it down more, and we'll use that one over there for the project. But it just, that's a good way of showing you what can happen. So I love it when things like that happen on video while I'm actually doing things, because it can teach both of us. And we know now what not to do. So that was using a microfiber cloth to soak up that edge. So I will leave that in the video so you can see that. All right, so let's get our BetterPress out, and we will press these babies and put our cards together. So we're going to get our wallflower press and foil plate out of the package. This is the first time I'm using it. I'm going to center it right on the base here, right in the A2 area. Perfect. Now I'm going to use the dry panels just so I know for sure they're dry. And these panels are completely measured to the size I want for my card. So I am going to put tape underneath them. Sometimes the tape does disturb the impression and the inking a little bit, not a ton. You can always try to cover it up with a sentiment. So, but you know, cards don't have to be absolutely perfect. You know, they are homemade, and most of the time the recipients that receive them are like, oh my goodness. You know, they are so impressed that you thought of them that they are not going to care if there is a tiny little ripple. Just think about, where are you going to put your sentiment? Okay, well, I'm going to put my sentiment right across here. So how about I just put my tape right across there? You know, think ahead a little bit. And because this is a little smaller, already cut down a little smaller than an A2, that's really all that tape's going to need. So I can just do that and we'll be good. So for this one, I'm going to use the blue, and I'm going a little bold here, so pray for me. I did not test this out, so we're just going to go for it and see what happens. Definitely going to need our extreme clean here when we're done, because these are bold, dark colors. So, okay. So I'm going to go about halfway. And I probably should have done the lighter first. I do love having these large ink pads for the, I just moved that little bit of ink on the background there. But I do like having these larger ink pads for the background plates like this. So far, Spellbinders only has the do-it-yourself one. So then you have to use your own re-inker and fill it. But you can mix your own colors and stuff. But I do like having the LDRS hybrid inks because they work really well with the... Ooh, this is pretty. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. With the BetterPress plates. So, okay. I am getting a little cross-contamination on my ink pad. I am okay with that. You can ink it out. I'm going to come down a little bit more here because I want a little more of that purple in the middle that I was seeing. I should have done pink first so I didn't get as much cross-contamination on my ink pad. But like I said, I will wipe it out after the fact. I just really like the color I'm getting there in the middle. All right. And people have been asking me about how these work. So I'm glad to be showing this on screen. I am also going to just come up here in the corner and re-ink that a little bit because I rubbed right there. Okay. Let's see how it works. Okay, running it through my Platinum 6 over to the side. I only run it one time. I do not run it back. Let's see what this looks like. Look at there. Oh, we got the ombre. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Oh, and the shimmer comes through. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, let's do the other one real quick. I know I'm taking up a lot of your time, but this is worth it, guys. This is worth it. I know people can't see that. There it is a little bit. Oh, it's so pretty. And look how clear the image is with the inks. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, okay. Grab my little paper off the back if it'll come off. Yep. And did we get a big damage there? No, I didn't get any damage there in the middle. That's awesome. Okay, I am going to put that one right there, right there. Let's get our extreme clean because I want this navy off my back plate. Yes, yes, I'm gonna do this. Okay. If you are not familiar with this extreme clean, use my coupon code and grab you some. This stuff is the best at cleaning your press plates. This stuff does not stink as bad as the other cleaners, and it cleans up like a dream. Speaking of that discount code, it is available to all, and it is available every single time you shop. Look at that. Look at that. Every single time you shop, and I welcome all of you to use it anytime. Do a little bit more here in the detailed flowers. There we go. Let it sit there for a second. There we go. Now we're ready for our next color. Look how clean that came. Isn't that amazing? I love it. Extreme Clean, available on ldrscreative.com. Okay, so we will put this back in place. Okay, I'm just gonna dry it one more time. The only time I get mess ups with my inking, and this goes with Spellbinders ink or LDRS ink, is when my plate, after cleaning, is not dry completely. So if we get any kind of smudges or anything this time, that's why, because I'm going immediately back into pressing again. So just FYI, this is still, you know, kind of moist. So one thing you can do, and I like to do, is put a paper towel on it while you're prepping the next thing. Okay, so we're gonna think where I'm putting this sentiment right in the center on the top also. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this down. Hopefully that's gonna cover it up. This time we're going to use yellow and blue, just like we did in our inks. Okay, so we're going to do the blue at the top. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go light first, like we were supposed to. I'm trying to hurry a little bit because of time. This video is running a little long. I will try to edit it down for you. I'm going a little more than halfway. Sorry, my press fell down a little bit. So that you can, or so that we don't have to go back in, hopefully, with the yellow ink. Because that blue is going to come down and turn that center green. I just love mixing inks on the press plates. Now this is a really light blue. So I'm kind of trying to press it down a little extra. So we will just go with it and see what happens. You can definitely tell a transition though. Okay, let's see if this is completely covering it. Nope. Let's move it up. Let's see. Yes, now we are. Run it through. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Could have gone darker with the inks, but I still think it's really pretty with that background. Now let me show you what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to set the BetterPress aside. I'm not going to worry about cleaning those inks off right this second. Instead, I'm going to just take this off, move the inks up here. Okay, I am going to show you what I've done as a way of finishing these. I have got card bases already planned for this first one. We're going to just put it on a purple card base. Here again, I've grabbed this dark purple from my stash. I believe it's Eggplant from Stampin' Up! From a long time ago. So we're going to do that with this one. Okay, now this thanks sentiment comes from the Simply Words sentiment dies. And those also come with a 29 stamp set of secondary sentiments, just so you know. So you could do thanks and then put a sub sentiment here, from the bottom of my heart, or thanks so very much. So that is a great little set to have. And then for this next sentiment on here, let me move this one over. On this second one, I just love this. This one is just so happy. But then again, these colors are happy, aren't they? This one is going to have this border. And then big hugs right there. And that big hugs is just, oh, it's just so cheerful, right? And that is using the double stitched scallop circle, which comes with 2 dies. And then this circle phrases, which has 4 options, which all fit in here. And then this little stitched item here can be used within this, if you're just wanting to use this with your other sentiments or your other items that you have in your stash, but it also fits for like this blue that I have under here. So if you want to change this background color, it doesn't show. So it's underneath the white here that is die cut from these. So it fits perfectly. And you get this by using both sets together. And I just thought that was so cute to be able to pull in my blue and my yellow. And it just makes the card pop. So those are my 2 cards. I'll glue them together off screen. And you'll see them on social media. But those are my 2 LDRS cards for today. Let me know which one's your favorite and if this is a technique you think you might try. Let me know if you have these markers in your stash. I'd love to know. And of course, use those items, guys. You know, it's always fun to buy new products. We all do it. I do it on a regular basis. But use the items in your stash. They are lonely. So don't forget, LDRS does have that 15% discount anytime you need it. But in the meantime, use your stash. Love you guys. Bye-bye for now.